everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video on two new releases, re-releases from Givenchy. Very Irresistible, Eau de Parfum and Eau de Toilette. So I'm going to be letting you know what these smell like and how they compare to their original versions. If you are new here, then hello and welcome. I'm all about perfumes. I have over 1,000 videos like this, not just on new releases, but whole ranges, perfume notes, perfumers. So do check out my other content. And if you're a regular viewer, do make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up. That really helps me. And as always, everything will be linked down below in the description box where you can get these. I got these from Look Fantastic here in the UK, where you can use my code LFTFSOKI to get up to 21% off your basket. So the original Very Irresistible fragrances came in these really tall, long bottles. They came out in the early 2000s, and the perfumer that worked on them, it was a few, including Dominique Ropion, who's gone on to be a really successful perfumer who created loads of famous fragrances. When I discovered these, it was really like the beginning of my love affair with Givenchy perfumes, because they often use rose in their perfumes, and for me the rose they use doesn't smell like any other rose. It always feels very ethereal, sparkling, modern. I love this, and they had an intense version in purple which I absolutely loved. If you've been watching my channel since the beginning, I think one of my first ever videos was on it. I wish I still had the bottle now, but yeah, I love that one. But these were very fun, you know, rose perfumes, and they've sort of disappeared from shelves and stuff recently, and I was so excited when these popped up on Look Fantastic, you know, using the same name, Very Irresistible, EDP, EDT, but obviously in new bottles. And these bottles are similar to the Irresistible Givenchy bottles, not to be confused. So Irresistible Givenchy, the square ones, these are different. These are, they do have rose in, but they are a separate perfume range. And one of my favorite perfumes actually is the original. But these Very Irresistible are the re-releases of the old perfumes. What I suspect has happened is there was an ingredient in them that's been banned. Past sort of 5-10 years, lots of ingredients have been banned by the EU. A lot of perfumes have been discontinued as a result. So I can't wait to try these to see if they smell like the original. And I'm pleased to say that I do think they have tried to make these smell as much like the originals as possible. They haven't sort of just used the name but made a whole different fragrance. The Eau de Parfum definitely has that signature sparkling quality that I remember from the original, that I remember from the intense version. So at first when I spray it, the very first like 3-5 seconds, I get a powdery note. So I was a bit worried. I was like, oh no, they've made it powdery. But that disappears after, you know, the first 10 seconds. And that reveals what I definitely remember this smelling like. The roses, a bit of vanilla, a patchouli base, and what they describe as star anise as the top note, which just adds something a bit unusual and different. It doesn't smell like licorice, but it just adds like a depth and a warmth, almost like a woodiness. For me, it does smell like the original, very similar. And I did find, I was wearing this yesterday, I did find that it did last, and I could smell it on myself quite a few hours. The Eau de Toilette version, for me, the Eau de Toilette version was always very, very light, and they have definitely kept this very light as well. It's a pretty scent, but it's incredibly light. Like, you can barely smell it. It doesn't really smell like the Eau de Parfum at all. For me, I get like a hint of a sort of lemoniness, maybe a bit of rose, but there's none of the signature scent of the Eau de Parfum, the star anise, the patchouli. So I think in this one they have like strayed away from the original scent. It just smells like a hint of a lemony sort of petitgrain, and then some very delicate floral notes. It says it has rose, peony, magnolia in. The original just had rose in. And yeah, I get like that very delicate blossomy magnolia scent, like very delicate peony, but it's super light, kind of like a Jo Malone cologne. So this would be cute as a gift for, you know, a really young girl, perhaps, like my first perfume type vibes. But if you want something you can actually smell, then definitely the Eau de Parfum I would recommend. I think these are really nostalgic though. As soon as I saw saw them, I ordered them. So if you did like the original, I do think you could get this and you'd be happy with it as a replacement. So always exciting to see releases from Givenchy. I have videos on all the rest of their perfumes, so I'll leave those linked down below. Let me know if you've tried these yet. They don't seem to be available widely, and the original ones in the tall bottles are still sold on some websites, including on the Givenchy website. So if you want to get them before they totally disappear, I'll leave those links as well down below. But yeah, let me know which is your favorite. Did you like the intense one that was that I liked as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.